Happy Hump Day Wednesday, my Young and the Restless fans. Welcome back to the channel as we have another dramatic Genoa City episode to talk about. So, without further ado, let me give you some highlights before we unpack this. First, Ashley believes Tucker is gaslighting her. Kyle and Tucker gets dumped by Audra, and Claire accepts Victoria's demands. So without any further ado, let's unpack this January 10th episode. Oh, let's start out over at Newman Enterprises, where we got the Newman brothers, Nick and Adam. And of course, they've joined forces to present a new venture to their father, Victor. Now, despite their initial tension, they propose rebranding EVRS as Newman Real Adventures, a boutique company under the Newman umbrella. Victor is impressed, and despite Nick's reluctance, he acknowledges that the name was actually Adam's idea. Now, Victor expresses his pride in seeing his sons work together, kind of emphasizing the importance of family unity. The conversation took a turn toward concerns about Victoria's well-being, both father and son sharing their worries about her. Speaking of Victoria, meanwhile, over at Society, Victoria is reflecting on her strained relationship with her entitled daughter, Claire. Now, Cole supports Victoria's decision to help Claire take control of her life, despite Victoria's concerns about the potential negative impact of facing Jordan back in Oregon. Now we're over at Memorial Hospital, where Claire has a nightmare about her parents rejecting her request to see Jordan. And of course, she was like, well, I know you've done so much for me. I can understand if you don't want to do this. Now you understand, because you've been making a lot of demands. You asked for help, they got you help, and then you want to cut them out your life? Anyway, later, Victoria and Cole arrive to discuss the possibility of Claire confronting her aunt. Claire is hesitant, but Victoria insists on supporting her with the condition that they accompany her to Oregon. What did she do? She said, nope, you need to do this on my terms. I'm going by myself. Now, you actually think you just got out of a court case. They gave you the opportunity for recovery in a mental hospital, and then you don't expect Victoria or anyone else to accompany you to leave the state to go to Oregon to face Jordan. Right. Yeah, make that make sense, Claire. But obviously she decided to let them come, but she still want to meet Jordan alone. Now we switch gears and head over to the Abbott mansion, where Jack learns from Ashley about Tucker's attempts to gaslight her. Now, Jack vehemently opposes Tucker's actions and assures Ashley that she shouldn't doubt herself. They ponder Tucker's motives and wonder what he hopes to gain from this manipulative tactic. Now, I guess the only way to confirm this is maybe to go back to the restaurant and maybe ask for the video footage of that particular scene, and then that'll give both of them the clarity that they need. Now, back over at the athletic club, Kyle confronts Tucker, expressing his anger and warning him to stay away from his family. Audra intervenes and tensions rise. Now, Tucker vows to come for them at some point, leaving Kyle and Audra shaken. And then finally, an era comes to the end with Caudra as they both decide to break up with each other. And at this point, it was inevitable. They were both using each other. Of course, they enjoyed the ride with the whole rolling the hay in the sack. But at the end of the day, she came back into his life to use him. And of course, he switched gears midstream with his family to undermine both of them. Kyle has now made it back to the Abbott mansion, where Ashley is informing Jack about Tucker's visit. Kyle then comes in and shares the confrontation details. Now, Ashley was wondering if Tucker got physical, and Kyle was like, not at all. I actually punched him. And then, of course, that added to more of whether she's questioning herself about the details that happened. You know where she's headed next. Over to the GCAC. Now at the GCAC dining room, Audra decides to sever ties with Tucker McCall, and he is begging and pleading for that girl not to let him alone. Refusing to be part of his vengeful schemes any longer, she confronts Tucker about his broken promises. She leaves him, declaring that, you know what, she's on her own. And honestly, Audra, you better be glad you still have a job as COO over at Newman, and we don't know how long that's going to stand, because it only only take one word from the Abbott family to let them know what you've been doing. And you probably be out on your butt, because as much as Victor and Jack are sometimes, enemies, they do come together when it's a common foe. And in this situation, you better walk away with this job that you already have. As she's leaving the club, she runs into Ashley and turns around and say, he's all yours. She was like, whoa, 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 wait a minute. I'm here to talk to you. And I can totally understand why she's there, because she's probably trying to find out if Tucker has ever been violent with her. And finally, we got Adam and Sally celebrating their successful pitch, marking a significant step into their relationship future. Now, despite Sally having a canceled client, she actually now decides to join Adam in a dinner celebration. Okay, so there you have it. Let me know down in the comments section what you think about this particular episode for January 10th of The Young and the Restless. Do you think that Ashley is being gaslit by Tucker, or is something else going on? And then Tucker and Kyle got dumped. Yikes. And what about Claire? Do you think she's entitled, or she's just going through all this trauma? Let me know your thoughts. Also, make sure you stay tuned for the Bold and the Beautiful recap. You know it's probably going to be a doozy. We've had a crazy storyline over there, so stay tuned for that as well. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Turn on your notification bells to be notified every time a video is posted. And until the next recap, we'll see you soon. Bye, guys.